Yeah, welcome participants. We'll just start shortly in a couple of minutes. We are just waiting for a few more participants to join the call. So once we have substantial number, we'll be starting very shortly in a couple of minutes time.
Sir, I think we are good to start. We are live on YouTube and I am starting the recording now. Go ahead.
Recorded.
Okay. So we'll start with just a prayer, the traditional way we do. Om Saishwaraya Vidmahe Sathya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Sai Ram. With humility and love, we offer ourselves at Bhagwan's Lotus Feet, respected elders, dear student participants, on behalf of the organizing committee for the National Science Day 2023, we welcome you all for this year's celebration and welcome for this virtual quiz qualifier round. This year, for the first time, Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning is jointly organizing National Science Day 2023 in collaboration with Dr. Rao Scientific Society and Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organizations, India. Specifically, for the quiz, we are powered by Nexus Consulting, Bangalore. We have around 350 and odd registrations for this quiz. With this brief introductory remarks, I once again welcome you all and wish all the best and good luck. May the best qualify for the finals. Now, I request Dr. Ratna Madam, Secretary for the Dr. Rao Scientific Society, for her brief introductory remarks, followed by which we hand over the session to Nexus Consulting team and their quizmaster. Over to Dr. Ratna. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Dr. Vamshi. It's been a great pleasure to be here on this day to celebrate the National Science Day 2023. I thank Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning for having collaborated with us for this program. Actually, Dr. Rao Scientific Society has been in the stream of promoting science for the past 23 years. And one of the main activities has been the national, the science quiz. However, due to the pandemic, couple of years, we haven't been able to do it. And thanks to Sathya Sai Institute, this year we have been able to conduct it not only in Andhra and, Telangana, I should say, and South India. Now, with their help, we have been able to go to the national level. And I thank Nexus for having taken up the honors to conduct the program and make it a national level program to be culminated on 28th of February at Puttaparthi. So this program is basically for selecting the cream of the students who enjoy science and are, keen on taking up science as a career. So that is our motto, that all the children should go for science because ultimately science is the basis for the progress of a nation. So may the best team win today. I thank Nexus for having come into this group to make it happen. Mr. Vijay, I think, is there.
Yes.
So we will hand over to Mr. Vijay for taking forward the quiz. And we will see the finalists at Puttaparthi.
Yes.
Thank you and all the best.
Thank you. Over to you, Vijay sir. So for the conduct of the
Thank you, sir.
quiz and the further session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. We will now share our screen and start onboarding everyone on Kahoot platform. And our quizmaster, Mr. Venki, is also joining now. He will then take over. Once we have all the students onboarded on Kahoot, he will then take over.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you, sir. Sir, I forgot, Mr. Venkatesh, sir, welcome you for the quiz, sir. So it's a pleasure having you for the virtual round as well, sir. Of course, we are with lot of expectations for the final round, sir. So, but we are happy that you are with us for the virtual round also. We formally, on behalf of both of our institutions, we welcome you, sir, for the quiz. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
So thank you, sir. He will just shortly go live. Just a second. Meanwhile, we'll share our screens at our end.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Venkat, you can go ahead and give the instructions orally. I will meanwhile pull in the PPT as well.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Please go to kahoot.it. I will send the link on chat. It'll ask you to enter a game pin. Please enter 5669475. And then you'll have to enter your name.
Venkat, do you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So just for those who are yet to join or those who are still figuring out how to join, we have created a quick demo or an instruction deck for you. So 4 steps: open a browser, go to www.kahoot.it, enter the game pin, enter your name, and wait for the quiz to start. So whether you are using a mobile phone or a browser, you can open any browser that you have. I have a Google Chrome. You may have a different browser also. So once you open your Google Chrome, we want you to enter www.kahoot.it. You can keep your Zoom minimized. You will continue to hear us. And once you open kahoot.it, this is what you will see. Enter game pin. So your game pin, sorry. Okay, I'm very sorry. There is a small mistake. What is a game pin again, Venkat?
Five double 69475.
Okay. Yes. So as you can see, 5669475. You have entered the game pin. You press enter. Then it will prompt to enter a nickname. Enter your name and your team partner's name, any name that we can easily identify you or your team with. I've entered my name and then press OK, go. You will see your name on the bottom left corner of the screen, and you will see this message you are in. That's it. You have joined the game. Just wait for us for giving further instructions. Okay, it is as simple as this. Open any browser, go to www.kahoot.it, enter the game pin, enter your name or your team name or your name and your partner's name, and then join, wait for the quiz to start. Go ahead, Venkat. I think you can start sharing and then Quizmaster can start.
Yeah, there are 117. We'll start after we reach 140s, Vijay.
Yeah, no, that could be also team members.
Okay.
2 people logging in on Zoom. Maybe we can wait for a couple more minutes and see if more teams are joining.
Yeah.
Yeah, one heads up, if you enter random names or names with which we are not able to identify you, then you will lose the chance of being qualified for the next level. Please enter names with which we can identify you. I'm repeating, if we are not able to identify you at the end of the quiz, then we will give the opportunity to the next team in the ranking order. So please enter names with which you have registered originally and names with which we can identify you.
For example, like brainwashers, it is tough to identify, sir.
Yes, sir. I mean, we will, unless they come and show us who they are with the screenshot of Kahoot, then we will not be able to take them to the next level.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Venki sir, I think you can start.
All right. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dr. Vamshi, Aparna ma'am. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Very glad to be here to host this preliminary round of the National Science Day quiz brought to you by the Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. You've been given all the instructions for Kahoot. We're just going to give you the last few seconds before we actually start the game off. Of course, you are welcome to join in anytime in the middle as well. The game pin will always be at the bottom of the Kahoot screen. If you've played Kahoot before, you'll be familiar with that. We'll take you through some example questions and then we'll go through the actual prelim, which has 40 questions, a combination of multiple choice questions and type in your answer questions. Hopefully only one of the 2 team members is playing, as we've already kind of instructed you in the past. And this is a preliminary round. This will be used to select some of the top teams who are going to make it to the finale rounds that are going to happen at the Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning in Puttaparthi on National Science Day, which is on the 28th of Feb. Right. What's the count right now on Kahoot? Can you just scroll down a bit, Venkat? Yeah, 130 almost. I think we should be good to start right now. So let's go ahead. Yeah, so this is the National Science Day quiz, the prelim or the semi-final, as you might have it, because this is the round that will determine the teams that will make it there for the grand finale. The quiz is, of course, organized by the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning in Prashanthi Nilayam with support from KVR Science Society and incorporating several of the important themes as we go up to National Science Day, including the G20 summit in India, the G20 presidency that India is holding. Right. So my name is Venki Srinivasan. I'm your quiz master for today. My pleasure and privilege to be here. I'm co-founder and run a company called Nexus Consulting. We are based in Bangalore. We do content and quizzes for schools, colleges, and corporates all over India, including if you saw the latest edition of KBC with Amitabh Bachchan, all the questions were by us. We do several school quizzes as well, and it's our privilege to tie up or partner with SSSIHL to bring you this quiz. Couple of quick announcements. You can follow us on Instagram for a post a day. There'll be a question a day that you can follow on Instagram and keep your gray cells going constantly. We also have a quiz book, which is compilation of 600 questions on India called the Indica Quiz Book. This is named after the Indica quiz we conduct on Jan 26th every year, which sees participation from schools across India. And this year we had the 8th edition of the quiz. The questions from the first 6 editions are collected in this book. You have nearly 600 questions on India. You can purchase it on Amazon or through our website. Okay, so 40 questions, some multiple choice and some where you have to type in an answer. 20 seconds for the questions where it's multiple choice because you just have to click one correct answer. And 30 seconds for the questions where you have to type in an answer. We'll tell you in most cases the number of words needed, and in some cases we'll tell you the number of letters as well. You can move away from the Zoom screen for now because there's going to be nothing on the Zoom screen. What you need to do is concentrate on your Kahoot screen because all the answers have to be entered or pressed on Kahoot. Do not try to do anything on the Zoom screen. Especially don't try to answer it on the Zoom chat or put it on Q&A and things like that, because we will not be checking those, right? All the answers will be clear and visible on Kahoot. Scoring is automated on Kahoot, so we are not keeping scores. You will automatically be able to see your scores over there. In case of answers which are very close to the correct answer, it's completely our discretion, and we will give points only for answers that we think merit points in case you've made spelling mistakes and so on. In general, we do not penalize spelling mistakes, but Quizmaster's decision will be final on things like that. So please don't argue for points and so on. We also expect you to play fair inherently. Believe me, we will know when we see answers at the back end. We will be able to see every single answer that every single person is typing. If we find that there are anomalous answers which seem like they have been obtained from the internet, even if you are in the top, we might use our discretion to disqualify you. So we will be doing the check for all the top teams. So please do not resort to any unfair means. Just have fun, enjoy it. We're celebrating something important and interesting. And in the true scientific spirit, I hope all of you will play this game. Right. We'll do a couple of example questions. These don't carry any points. These are only for you to get a sense of how the quiz works. Here is the first example question. So multiple choice, please enter on your Zoom screen. What does the S in ISRO stand for? As you can see, the timer on the left of your screen counting down from 20 seconds. Right, we have about 124 answers and almost everyone got it right. It's obviously space, Indian Space Research Organization. So that's how the MCQs work. Let's also do a type in answer question. Which company makes products like the iPhone and AirPods? Just need to write the name of the company. Right, that was 30 seconds because it's a type in the answer question. We give you a little bit more time. We'll also be able to look at all the answers. So just go to review answers. Yeah, the correct answer, of course, in this case is Apple. Now, some of you have written Apples or Apple Company or iOS Apple or APPAE, which is you've written it in a hurry and made a typo, Apple Co. and APPPNE. So we will check and give you points for all this. It will take a little time for it to reflect for you, right? So don't start getting worried that you haven't got the points because you'll originally be marked wrong. And then once we correct it, you'll be marked right. Okay. So we will make this effort for every question. We don't want to penalize you. We know that it's an online quiz and people are typing, and so you might make typos and mistakes. So we will be liberal. However, one thing, when you do answers like iOS, Apple in the quiz, we will only take the first answer, right? This is going to be applied consistently for all the questions. We'll only take the first answer. So while we've given you points here for iOS, Apple, in the actual quiz, if you write iOS, Apple, your first answer is iOS, which is not the name of the company. So we won't give you points, right? So you have to make sure that you get the answer right, and do not write multiple things or long phrases and so on. Just write down, in almost all cases, the answer is just one word. So just put that one word down, right? Okay, let's get going. All the best to everyone. Here comes the actual question number 1. Simple one to start with. Okay, play fair, of course. I've already said that. The first National Science Day in India was celebrated on Feb 28, 1987. We are doing this quiz to celebrate Science Day again this year. It marks an important moment in Indian science that took place on the same date in 1928. A Nobel laureate discovered the effect named after him. Which scientist? We'll go to the next screen where you can type in your answer. Do not type in his initials, not needed, just his name, just his surname. Which scientist, after whose discovery we celebrate National Science Day? And you'll be able to see the question again as an image over here. So for those of you unfamiliar, this is how it works. Simple, easy question to begin the quiz with. Yes, the correct answer is, of course, Sir C.V. Raman, discovering the Raman effect, right? So, yeah, like I said, no need to write initials, no need to definitely write things like Sir and so on. Not going to give points for Sir Chandrasekhar. Raman is how he is known, so we'll give points for Raman. The next one is fine, Chandrasekhar Raman. No need to type full names and things like that. I told you just his surname will do. So you're only wasting your time by trying to type the full thing, right? Sir C.V. Raman on the last line is fine. Yeah. So listen to my instructions, please, and don't, type in long names. Especially, please don't try to copy paste answers from somewhere. That's what will happen if you do things like Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman over there. Kahoot will not take such a long string. All our answers are 1 or 2 words, very short, right? So no need to write detailed. You don't have to expand C.V. Raman as Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman. Just Raman will do. Okay, right, good. On the first question, many people getting it right. This is, of course, Sir C.V. Raman and the Raman effect. Sir C.V. Raman was also the director of the Indian Institute of Science for a long time. Next question. Which Indian physician is considered the father of plastic surgery? You can see his statue here. He lived in India between 1000 and 800 BC. Let's go. Here are your options. This is a multiple choice question. Is it Varahamira? Is it Sushruta? Is it Bhaskara? Is it Nagarjuna? Should be a simple one. 131 answers, 120 correct answers. This is Sushruta. Well done to all of you. Sushruta is considered the father of modern surgery, and a lot of techniques written about by Sushruta are the basis for some of the more complex surgical techniques that you see in modern medicine even today. India, of course, has the rich heritage and culture in terms of things related to medicine, with several techniques that are ancient but very relevant. Let's move on to the next question. This device, invented by a trumpet player named John Shore, is to ensure a musical instrument is at a particular key. It is seen in the logo below of the Yamaha Corporation, a famous company that makes musical instruments, among other things. What tool are we referring to? Science is not just biology and chemistry. It's a lot of things, everything in the world around us. This is one such device. What is this device called? Type in your answer, 2 words. Okay, 104 people attempting that. This is a tuning fork. This is a tuning fork. Okay. Slightly tough question. Only about 30 odd people getting it right. Yeah, that's fine. But not tunneling fork. No. It's a tuning fork. It doesn't tunnel. It tools. It's used for tools. Right? Not Yamaha tool. We need tuning fork. It tunes, not tunnels, right? So that's it. So about 35 people getting this correct. Yeah, 4th question. I have to explain to people it was a joke. I am an atheist, and that's very important, that line. But I have an uneasy feeling that playing around with names like that could be unnecessarily offensive to people who are religious. This is Peter Higgs complaining about another scientist coining a term for something associated with Peter Higgs. So Peter Higgs kind of discovered something or co-discovered something, and that is known by another term. And he says that kind of a term I'm not very comfortable with. What term is he talking about? Yeah. Type in your answer, 2 words again. What term is he talking about? This is a national level science quiz. So some of the questions are going to be a little tough. We want the best teams to make it to Puttaparthi on the 28th. So Peter Higgs was part of this. He co-discovered this particle called the Higgs boson, which is otherwise called the God particle. Right? It's called the God particle. So just boson particle will not do. We specifically need God particle. Okay, really tough question. Only 11 people getting that right. This is the God particle. That's why he said, I'm an atheist, but other people might get offended. Okay, Higgs boson is the actual name, but God particle. No, gold is too specifically wrong. I'm sorry. Even if it was a typo, we can't give that. It's God particle. Okay, let's go. Okay, Tycho Brahe, the astronomer's body was exhumed twice to find out how he had died and to identify the material of his artificial nose. He'd lost his original nose in a sword duel. Archaeologists found a green crust on the front of his skull, which meant that he had worn a nose made of not silver or gold, believed at the time, but a nose that was made of some other material, which had kind of created a green crust. What material was his nose made of? So he was a famous astronomer. His nose was cut off in a duel. He had an artificial nose. People thought it was gold or silver, but later found out that there was a green crust. So it was not gold or silver, but what? Here are your options. Copper, tin, iron, or nickel. Okay, good. Many people got it right. Well done. Copper, and that's how you get the green patina, as it's called, appears after copper kind of is exposed for a very long time to air. This is kind of what gives the famous Statue of Liberty its color as well. So this is copper. Very good. 88 people getting that right. Next question. We'll see the scores after every 10 questions. This animal is the second largest shark in the world. Its English name dash shark means taking the sun. The word comes from its habit of swimming very close to the surface with the dorsal fin out of the water. The word is also used in the context of other animals, including humans. What is this 7-letter word used to describe this shark? It is the second largest shark. That's the image. And you can see that the shark often comes up to the surface to take in the sunlight. So it's called the dash shark. Just one word. You don't need to write shark in your answer. Just write one word. All right, 115 attempts on that. And the correct answer is the basking shark. This is the basking shark. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Not barshing, sorry. No. Not tiger shark, not sunbath, not narwhal, not megamouth, not stellar, not megalodon. Okay, that's it. This is the basking shark. So basking means to take in the sunlight. You say that you're basking at a beach. Good answering. 65 people got that right. Well done. Next question. India's maiden mission to observe the sun is going to launch this year in 2023. What is its name? Let's go. Here are your options. Aditya L1, Suryayan, Vayumitra, or Vikram. It's going to happen in June or July. Very good. People are keeping up with current affairs. It's going to be called the Aditya L1. Aditya, of course, is the Sanskrit word for sun. You would have heard of shlokas like the Aditya Hridayam. So Aditya is another word for the sun. Good answering on Aditya L1. It should hopefully happen in June or July this year, and it will mark another major accomplishment in India's space journey. Question 8. When someone takes the name of this chemical, they're not referring to something false. They're just mentioning a soapy substance used for cleaning. What is this chemical that is used for cleaning? It lathers well, it creates those bubbles and that foam that you see. It's made up of the hydroxide of which element? You can either give the name of the chemical, which is a short 3-letter word, or you can give the name of the element, which is a 6-letter word. Okay, so either will do. Don't need to write both, either the element or the chemical. Let's go. So when you take the name of this chemical, you shouldn't think that somebody is referring to something false. That's a nice clue for you to work out the answer. All right, the chemical is called lye, L-Y-E, and it's made up of sodium, right? So if you've written either sodium, we'll give it for sodium hydroxide, that's fine. Not HCl, not oxygen, not carbon, not ammonia, not potassium, not Vim, that's a brand name, not helium, not chromium, bathroom cleaner, hydrogen peroxide, no other answers, not SO. Sodium hydroxide. There's a one sodium below, one, yeah. Yeah, if sodium is there, I think we can give it. Just give it. It's fine. Yeah, it's either called lye, which 5 of you got, or many of you got the sodium part right. So it's called lye. It's made up of sodium. Yeah, let's move on a little quickly. Question 9. What structure in a plant is made up of RNA and is the site of protein synthesis? Options. Ribosomes, lysosomes, mitochondria, or nucleus? Okay, very tough question. Lot of people went for ribosome, but what we were looking for in this question was lysosome as the answer, right? So this is lysosome. That's the right answer. Okay, let's move on. Next question. It's a viral disease spread by mosquitoes of the Aedes aegypti species. The Spanish call it vomito negro or black vomit, but we know it by a different name. The name we know it by also as a color. It's given to the disease because of the color a patient's skin turns to when afflicted. Which disease are we talking about? It's a 2-word answer. That includes a color. 2 words, it includes a color. All right, yes, yellow fever, well worked out by people. It is called yellow fever, right? Because the skin kind of turns yellow in color. It's called yellow fever. Nile virus, nice guess. Black plague, red plague, yellow dengue. It's usually not called yellow dengue. It's called yellow fever, and yellow fever and dengue are 2 different things, right? Yeah, so not black fever, it's yellow fever. So good, 48 people getting that absolutely right. Right. Next question. Also known as M101, this spiral galaxy is called the Dash Galaxy due to its resemblance with a toy made of plastic or paper attached on a stick. What is the 8-letter word that this galaxy is known by? Okay, what is the 8-letter word that we know this galaxy by? Multiple choice. Whirlpool galaxy, pinwheel galaxy, cartwheel galaxy, or black eye galaxy? Slightly tricky question. Okay, the M101 is called the pinwheel galaxy. Well done. I thought it might be slightly tricky, but the kids here are obviously super smart. 99 of you got it right. It is the pinwheel galaxy. Before we go to the next question, I'd just like to make an announcement. In the 3 questions back, I think the correct answer was ribosome. It was wrongly marked at the back end as lysosome. We will correct it at the back end, right? So no problem. I know a lot of people got that answer right. We'll adjust the scores at the back end. I don't think it should make that massive a difference because a majority of you did write the correct answer and were marked wrong. So I don't think it should make that much of a difference, but we will correct it at the back end if we need to. That was an inadvertent typo at our end. So we'll correct it at the back end. Okay. Yeah, let's move on. Okay, Harry Coover Jr. played around with a class of chemicals called acrylates while experimenting with clear plastic gun sights. Years later, his colleagues spread one of the acrylate compounds between two lenses and found that the two lenses could not be separated. What useful substance did this give birth to? You can call it a brand, you can call it a product, as you please. What useful substance did this give birth to? Read the question carefully and try to make a guess. Yeah, let's go. You can write your answer ideally as 2 words. We'll also accept if you write it as 1 word, but you can ideally write it as 2 words. Okay, correct answer is super glue. Super glue, right? So I think per glue is fine. They meant to write super glue. Just glue will not do. Just glue is very generic. This is specifically called super glue because it was something that could kind of really make two incongruous surfaces stick to each other. We didn't want Fevicol and things like that, not acrylic acid, not Eastman, not Feviglue, not glue gun, not acrylic glue. We specifically wanted super glue. Both the words need to be in the answer. Yeah, super glues, right? Let's move it on a little quickly. Question 13. Seen in the picture is a neutral buoyancy pool at a lab in Houston, in Texas, in the US. It's used as the training ground for people of a particular profession. Which profession? This is what it looks like, a neutral buoyancy pool. It's used for as a training by people from which profession? Is it astronauts? Is it marine biologists? Is it hydrologists? Or is it geologists? Should be simple. If you know what's there in Houston, that's where NASA is kind of has a big setup and a big base. So these are astronauts. These are astronauts. 63 of you got that right. Astronauts. Okay. Next question. A haiku is a very short Japanese poem in 3 phases, 3 phrases. So this is one such. Locked in rock and sand, age upon age, awaiting the digital dawn. So this is talking about a chemical element which is found in sand and which is important in the digital era. Which element does this haiku refer to? Let's go. Multiple choice. Which element does this haiku refer to? Iron, silicon, potassium, or titanium? What can you find in sand, in rock and sand? Right, easy question. 79 of you got it. This is, of course, silicon. Silicon is used to make all the chips that power all the devices today, whether it's televisions or mobile phones or computers and so on. Question 15. What term for a rocket's propulsive force is calculated by multiplying its exhaust velocity by the burn rate of its fuel? So when you multiply the exhaust velocity by the burn rate of the fuel, what do you get? Let's go. Here are your options: thrust, lift, drag, or inertia. Right, the rocket's propulsive force is called the thrust. Very good. 84 of you getting it absolutely right. It's called thrust, and that's what's used to measure the force of the rocket. Good. 16. If you play this game, obviously, I'm sure many of you have this at home and many of you have played this. You would have used this acid powder shown there. Europeans used potato starch instead due to fears of poisoning. What element is this powder made of? This is the powder you put on the board to keep the board smooth so that you can play it easily. What element is the acid powder made of? Yeah, let's go. Just the name of the element, 5 letters. Okay. Boric acid or boron? Borax. It's not borax. It's boron or boric acid. Boron is fine. You can give that. That's a typo. 1 second. Just hold on. Fine. We'll give it for borax as well. I think that is an alternate name, so we can give it. You can give it for borax. Bauxite. Actually, give it for bauxite also. That's also okay. Yeah. So anything that suggests boron is fine. So that's of course carom board, and you use boric acid powder for carom board to make it smooth. Moving on. The smallest bones in our body, malleus, incus, and stapes, collectively make up the ocells that are responsible for amplifying what they receive. Where would you find the malleus, incus, and stapes in the human body? Simple question. Let's go quickly. You have multiple choice as well. Eye, ears, nose, or mouth. Where would you find the malleus, incus, and the stapes? Lots of attempts on this question. Very easy one. I expect everybody to get it. Yes, almost everybody getting it right. It's in the ears. It's also called the hammer, the anvil, and the stirrup. And it's found in your ears. That's why amplifying. Oscillus, oscillation means sound, amplification. Next. Magnesium sulfate is a popular remedy for many ailments. People use it to ease health problems such as muscle soreness and stress. It shares its name with what is known as the greatest flat race in the world. It's also the richest horse race in Britain. By what other name do we know magnesium sulfate? It's called dash salt. By what other name do we know it? Let's go. So one word answer. You have multiple choice though. Is it called Epsom salt, alum salt, gypsum salt, or plaster of Paris salt? Right, majority of you getting this as well. Epsom salt, this is the Epsom Derby or the Epsom race. And you get Epsom salt. The Epsom Derby is supposed to be the richest horse race in Britain. Let's go on. 19. In 2004, on the 160th anniversary of the first public Morse telegraph transmission, the Radio Communication Bureau of the International Telecommunication Union formally added this, that is dot dash dash dot dash dot, to the Morse code alphabet. It created a new character. It is the first character created in many, many years in Morse code. For which character of the internet age? It's a character that we all use. Which character? Think of a common character that we all use. So just pick the right character from the 4 that you see there. After a very long time that they updated the Morse code with a new character. 70 of you getting it right, though 41 of you went for the hash. This is the @ symbol that we use to tag people on social media, as well as more importantly in email IDs. So this was the @ symbol. That's the Morse code for that. Halfway point. In mathematics, they refer to a form of the rhombus that's also called a diamond. Something from the field of medicine, which many of us, if not all of us, have used at some point in life, gets its name because they were originally produced in this shape. This is something that you would use, especially if you have a bad throat or a bad cough. What are we talking about? So is it chiclet? Is it lozenge? Is it trapezoid? Or is it capsule? So if you read the question carefully, it gives you a 7-letter clue. There were only 2 options, which were actually 7 letters, 3 options actually. But many of you went for capsule. The correct answer, however, is the lozenge. So brands like Strepsils and so on that you might be familiar with, lozenge that you use for a bad throat, the lozenge gets its name because of that shape, lozenge. So something new to learn today, lozenge. Okay, halfway point, let's look at the scores. We have Aditya from PSBB in the lead. We have Srinand in 2nd place, Akshaya in 3rd place, HPS, Ashrit in 4th place, and Divya in 5th place. That was a tough question. Many people who had 7 correct answers lost their streak, but there's still half the quiz to go. Don't worry. Let's go into the second half quickly and move to question 21. This is what we're going to show you is the Curtiss P-40 Warhawk, which is a plane used first during World War II. It has a resemblance to a dangerous creature due to its distinctive snout. Which creature does the plane resemble? Yeah, so this is the plane, and it's supposed to resemble a dangerous creature because of the front of the plane, the snout. Which creature does it resemble? Pick your options. It's supposed to resemble a shark. Very good. 100 of you got it right. It's supposed to resemble a shark. Well done. Okay, 22. This is a slightly tough question. Let's see if anybody gets this. What 6-letter word fills in the blank? It says there was a typo in my previous email. It should read, please focus completely on dash research. Now, obviously, the typo has resulted in the type of creatures whom you see there. If I can point it out, yeah, these ones. Somebody doing research on these instead of doing research on the original topic. So what was the original intent of the research? So you have to give 1 6-letter word. Okay, it's a slightly tough question. Let's see how many of you get it. It's a nice, funny cartoon. So if you figure out what those red-capped creatures are, then you will be able to figure out what the typo could have been. All right. So those red-capped creatures are gnomes, G-N-O-M-E, gnomes. And so the original intent was to do research on genomes. Very good. So we're giving you points if you write gnome as well. So you can give points. So 30 of you getting that right. Very good. G-N-O-R-M-E, that's also fine. Not Knoll, not Gemion, not Grinch, not Gypsy. Yeah, the last row, GONNES. Yeah, that's fine. Excellent, excellent. 31 of you getting that absolutely right. Well done. That was gnomes, genomes. Question 23. The scientist Hans Bethe worked extensively on nuclear physics and won a Nobel Prize in 1967. He once remarked that he considered everything before 1932 the prehistory of nuclear physics and everything from 1932 on the history of nuclear physics. The difference, he said, was the discovery of the dash made at the Cavendish lab in England. What fundamental discovery in nuclear physics does he say is the most important, which happened in 1932? So he says anything that happened before this is prehistory and anything that happened since then is history. What is this fundamental discovery? Here are your options. The atom, the proton, the neutron, or the electron. Okay, many of these were discovered at the Cavendish lab. The proton, electron, and neutron were all discovered, but James Cavendish James Chadwick, came up with the structure of the neutron in 1932, and that is correctly answered by 46 of you. May 1932 is when Chadwick discovered the neutron, and that became the basis for nuclear physics. Good answering. Right, simple question coming up, 24. This condition was once popularly known as Daltonism, after a famous scientist who suffered from it called John Dalton. It is caused by an abnormality in the cones in a certain body part. What is the better known name of this disease? Let's go. How do we better know Daltonism? Type your answer, 2 words. Think about where you will find cones in your human body. Last 5 seconds. All right, excellent. 114 people have attempted it. This is color blindness. Color blindness. So color blindness is also called Daltonism because Dalton himself suffered from color blindness. Yeah, that's fine. Give it for color vision. Not night blindness. That's a different thing. Not conjunctivitis. What we wanted was color deficiency is fine. We'll give it. Not for Dalton eye. Cone cell, just color will not do. Not cone dystrophy. What we want was color blindness. That's the simple name. Good answering. Almost 40 people getting that right. Almost 50 people, in fact, getting that right. 25. The geological time scale is divided into various subdivisions. What short word is the largest division unit of the geological time scale? So if you take for example, the age of the Earth and look at it, it's divided into various scales. This short word is the largest unit, and each of these consists of multiple eras. So multiple eras make up one dash. What are we talking about? You have choices. Are we talking about periods, eons, epochs, or ages? Multiple eras make up an eon. Good answering by 82 of you. Slightly tricky question, but well cracked. Multiple eras make up an eon. So you might have heard the term. It was eons ago. Eons ago means really, really long time ago. Next. Okay, this incubator for a baby mimics the conditions when a baby is held by parents. Inside it, newborns can feel the parent's heartbeat and temperature and humidity can be customized. Which animal which holds its baby very close to itself inspired the creation of this incubator? Let's go. Simple one. Think about it. Which animal who will similarly hold its baby close together inspired this incubator? 8-letter answer. This is a concept called biomimicry, where something seen in nature is used for the design of something by humans. All right. It's the kangaroo. That's correct. The kangaroo, which holds its young one in a pouch. It's a marsupial. This is the kangaroo. And the incubator you saw there is inspired by the kangaroo. It's called kangaroo care, in fact. None of the other answers are right. The kangaroo, simple one. I think many of you got it right. Yep. Almost 100 people getting that. Well done. 27. Infants have the capacity to do something for an average of 6 hours a day because they don't have stiffening ligaments in their vocal cords and are packed with hyaluronic acid, which makes them elastic and shock absorbing. If an adult did the same for so long, they would lose their voice. What are we talking about? So infants can do this for 6 hours a day, but if adults do the same thing for 6 hours a day, we lose our voice. What are we talking about? You have helpful options: singing, crying, laughing, or talking. Take a simple, straightforward guess. The correct answer is crying. That's all we wanted, crying. So crying actually, while you might think of only the tears coming from the eyes, actually involves a lot of the use of the vocal cords as well. And of course, we would, if we cried for so long, we would lose our voices. Hopefully, we never have to do that. 28. They are believed to get their name because they typically appear in your late teens or after. So for many of you attempting this quiz, these may not have come yet. They may be coming up. For some of you, maybe it has come. The idea is that by that age, people have become smarter than when they were children. That's why it gets this name. What are we talking about? You need to give a 2-word answer. It's something that grows in the human body, and you typically get it in your late teens or after. And it gets a name because you are supposed to be smarter by then. Think of another word for smartness or knowledge. And think of something that would grow in your body. Slightly tricky question. 100 people attempting that. This is the wisdom tooth or the wisdom teeth. Wisdom tooth, very good. 34 people getting it right. Not molar teeth, nice guess. Not Savant syndrome. Not delayed puberty, not hormonal change, not puberty age. This is wisdom teeth. And the reason wisdom teeth get their name is because they come up and it's expected that you are wiser by then. Somebody's doing just wisdom, no points on that. We need wisdom teeth. Okay. This is the sort of data storage commonly used in computers and electronic devices. You would have definitely come across this. Invented in the 1980s in Japan, it got its name when someone remarked that the process of memory erasure, which can erase all the data of a chip at a time, reminded him of something in cameras. So therefore, these began to be called dash drives, right? So think about a feature in a camera. It was in an old camera. This feature is now there even in a cell phone camera. And think of the same word being used for a kind of storage device, right? And you can even think of, as an additional clue, a character, a fictional character. So give us one word. Are we talking about shoot or click or blast or flash? This is how a flash drive gets its name. So Flash also being the DC Comics character, and of course the flash on a camera. Good answering, 103 people getting it. Question 30 coming up, after which we'll take a look at the scores before the final 10. It comes from the Greek for high point or peak because it seems to rise from the skin. It occurs when hair follicles are blocked by oil and dead skin. So you get these things that rise from the skin and can happen all over the body, and it's common among children. What is the word? Let's go. Type in your answer. One word, 4 letters, one short word. It seems to rise from your body. Therefore, it has this name. It's very common in young children and in teenagers and so on. Right? The Greek word is acme, and from there you get acne. Right? We'll give it for acme as well. It's fine. Get acne. Acne is a typo, so we'll give it acane. We'll give that also. Yeah, this is acne. You'll find these kind of, colorful or a little coloration on the skin. That's called acne. All right. Little tough question, but well answered by everyone. Time to look at the leaderboard. We have HPS Ashrit on top, HPS Hyderabad Public School, I presume. Srinan still in 2nd place, Harivansh in 3rd place, Akshaya in 4th place, and Ayushi in 5th place. And 3 players have answered 7 in a row. Very good. Last 10 questions coming up. So be sharp. Here we go. IIT alumnus Manu Prakash devised a blank made of paper that costs under $1. The device can be printed on a single sheet of paper and folded into shape and used. It is cheap, portable, and can be used in science education as well as medical diagnosis in rural areas. Read the question again, and we'll show you the image. Let's go to the image. Yeah. So this is him demonstrating it. So that sheet of paper that he's holding, it can just be folded up, and through that you can create this object that you can use either for education or for medical diagnosis, and it's easy to carry around. What are we talking about? You have options. Is it a portable aeroscope, microscope, kaleidoscope, or telescope? Should be an easy one with the options. Lots of people trying. And 90 of you getting it right. It is, of course, a microscope. So you can use it to study cells and so on in your biology class. And you can use it for medical diagnosis as well. So under $1 microscope. Next. This is the brainchild of a leather expert who realized that dash leaves could be an excellent substitute for leather. It was fine, strong, and flexible, and great for the local environment. She calls this product Pinatex. Which plant's leaves are used to make this leather substitute? That's the photo. Which plant's leaves are used to make this leather substitute? It's a 9-letter answer. All right, time is up. It says pinya text, so that should have got you to pineapple. Right, pineapple, as simple as that. Pineapple leaves is all we wanted. Almost 50 of you getting it, but almost 50 of you missing it as well. There's a pineapple leaf there. Yeah. Okay, give that. Ananas, anam, fine. Pineapple leather, that's fine. Yeah, that's it. Not eucalyptus, not aloe vera. This is pineapple. Okay. What are alloys of mercury with other metals called? They are crystalline in structure, except for those with a high mercury content, which are liquid, because mercury is, of course, liquid, and that's why you can see it in a thermometer. What are alloys of mercury with other metals called? Straightforward chemistry question. You have multiple choice though. Are they called amalgams, mixtures, duets, or combos? Right, they are indeed called amalgams. Very good. Most answered question of the quiz. 123 out of 130 people getting it right. They are called amalgams. Very good. I'm glad that one question finally got widely answered. Next. In its 2018 version of International Classification of Diseases, WHO added a new entry called VGA. It's a modern day addiction that affects a lot of people, primarily young children and adults who use computers and other devices. VGA stands for blank blank addiction. What is the V and G stand for? What do the V and G stand for? Very modern day problem. So 2 words, what do the V and what do the G stand for? Something that children and adults have a problem with. I hope none of you have this addiction. And the correct answer is video game addiction. So hopefully none of you have video game addiction. Many of you getting it right, of course. Video gadget is fine. Video graphics. Okay, give it. We'll be liberal in this one. Okay, we'll give for all of this. Gaming, okay, fine. Yeah, give it, give it. Not vision, gone. Yeah, video graphics you can give. Okay, that's fine. Virtual graphic. No, yeah, at least one of the 2 terms needs to be there. Either video or actually don't give visual gadget either, right? Either video or game. We need at least one of the 2 in your answer. Don't give for virtual gadget either. Let's be fair. It's called video game addiction. You have either video or game in the answer, we'll give it to you. Yeah, video GR, whatever, video graphic, that's fine. Not vision game and so on. Specifically video game, but we're being a little more liberal. Yeah, video game addiction, that's the perfect answer. Not visual gaming, yeah, video gaming, video game addiction, not virtual gaming. Yeah, video games addiction again is fine. Video graphics is fine. Virtual game show, vision gaming. Okay, since gaming, give for wherever gaming is there, give it. We announced saying one of the 2 words. So virtual game show, also give it. Since we said either game or video, at least one of the 2 has to be there. Yeah, we'll give it. Yeah, give it, give it. It's fine. We'll be nice. Last few questions. Yeah, give it, give it. It's okay. Yeah, there's one more vision game. Yeah, at least. You know, at least people have violet games. No, No points for that. Okay, that's it. So simple answer there, video game addiction. Lots of complicated guessing by people. Our body needs these for many different jobs, including keeping bones and muscles healthy and for making enzymes and hormones. There are two kinds of these, macro dash and trace dash. The body needs large amounts of macro and small amounts of trace. What are we talking about? Macro and trace. Is it water? Is it fat? Is it protein? Or is it mineral? Different jobs, including keeping bones and muscles healthy. The correct answer is minerals. So there are trace minerals and macro minerals that that the human body needs. 76 of you getting it right, 36 of you going for protein. Nice try there, because that also may have fit the definition, but this was minerals. Last 5 questions coming up. Contrary to what most of us have heard, there are over 40 of them, many rare ones. Of the 4 major groups known to us, one gets its name from the German word ohne, meaning without. So we think that there are only 4 groups, but there are over 40 of them. What fundamental discovery of a person called Karl Landsteiner are we talking about? Give us 2 words in your answer. Fundamental discovery of Karl Landsteiner. We think there are only 4 major groups. So we think there are only O, A, B, and AB, 4 groups, but there are more than 40. These are blood groups or blood types, not blood cells, but blood groups or blood types. There are many more red blood cells in the body. Not blood clumping, no. Not blood grouping is fine. Not Rh factor. The blood group, that's okay. Just hold on 1 second. Yeah. I think maybe we can give it for, actually even Rh factor is not exactly right, so we won't give it. So we'll just stick to blood groups or blood types. Yeah, I think that's it. Not blood cells. Yeah, let's go. Last 4 questions. 37. What chemical element fills in the blank? These are single letter chemical symbols in alphabetical order. So boron symbol is B, carbon symbol is C, fluorine symbol is F. Which would come next in alphabetical order? Let's go. Easy one. Here are your options: hydrogen, fluorine, helium, gallium. Simple question. Yep, hydrogen, because hydrogen is denoted by H, and that's the next single letter symbol. Many others, as you know, have 2 letters, but there are only about a few in the periodic table which have single letter symbols, and in alphabetical order, they are what you saw there. So hydrogen is next. Okay, let's go to 38. Hermann Snellen invented the Snellen chart to study clarity in a human organ. Most of us would have seen this chart. What is the Snellen chart used for? That's Hermann Snellen. What is the Snellen chart used for? Let's go. 2 words. If you come somewhere close to the answer, we'll give you the points. If you have ever been to an eye doctor, you would have been asked to look through a lens into a chart for your testing your eye. That's called the Snellen chart, right? So it's used for eye testing, or visual acuity is fine. It's used eyesight is fine. Anything that says eye test, eye chart, I think you can give the points. Not organ clarity. Not X-ray. Eye checkup is fine. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, give it for eye foundation, eye vision. I think give it for VISUL also. That's fine. Visual. That's okay. Not color blindness. Not color blindness. Yeah. Visual test. Vision. Okay. Binocular visual. Fine. Yeah, give that also. That's fine. To check vision, that's an excellent answer. That's exactly the kind of answer we want. Visual clarity, eye part detection is okay. Eyesight is fine. Yeah, visual lens, whatever, that's okay. Visual acuity. Clarity vision is fine. Clarity vision, that's also okay. Venkat. Yeah. Yeah, eye chart, last one. Yeah. Great. So this is the eye chart. It's called the Snellen chart. So next time you see an eye chart, yeah, give it for visual. That's fine. So anything that says vision or visual, smallest letters will not do. You have to tell us what it's used for. It's used for checking your eye power or your eye chart. A lot of you have written visual acuity. I don't know how you got to that answer. Like I've warned you already before that if we think that you have not played fair, we'll disqualify you. So it's fine. For now, it's okay. We'll give you the points. Good. Many of you got it. Penultimate question coming up. The vaccine for it is given in 2 ways, by injection or by orally. Jonas Salk, who invented the first vaccine for it, refused to patent it, famously saying, "Could you patent the sun?" Which vaccine is this? Easy one. Very easy. This is the vaccine for which disease? Whooping cough, COVID, polio, or tuberculosis? Jonas Salk refused to patent it, and what a great guy he was. He could have made so much money with it, but he refused to patent it, saying, "Can you patent the sun?" This is something as important and commonplace as the sun that everyone should benefit through. This is, of course, the oral polio vaccine. 109 of you getting it absolutely right. It is the polio vaccine. Last question of the National Science Day 2023 Science Day quiz, brought to you by Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. Semi-final round. Last question. The Dobson unit is used to measure the thickness or concentration of something in the atmosphere. The depletion of this is in recent years and has been a cause of concern for the human race. What are we talking about, or what does the Dobson unit measure? Let's go. The final 30 seconds of this quiz. What does the Dobson unit measure? 2 words. The depletion of this in recent years has been of concern to all of us. We won't be specifically announcing results right now after this quiz. We'll be checking everything, and then the winners will be intimated by the organizers and invited to come down to Puttaparthi, to Prashanthi Nilayam, on 28th February, National Science Day. The answer is the ozone layer. Absolutely right. global warming will not do. The ozone density, ozone depletion, ozone layer, ozone, as you know, O3 is what's protecting the earth from harmful ultraviolet rays, and the ozone layer depleting is what creates a potential problem. So what we want is ozone layer or ozone thickness or ozone concentration. Venkat, just go back up. You've wrongly given points for one oxygen something. Yeah, oxygen content. That's not correct. Yeah, that's not correct. Yeah, just ozone. Just do another check. Yeah, I think we are good to go. Good, almost 80, 90 of you getting it right. A very important topic, and glad that all the children today know about it. That is the end of the quiz. Once again, Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, in collaboration with Dr. K.V. Rao Scientific Society and Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organizations India, bring you this National Science Day Quiz 2023, powered by Nexus Consulting. That's the end of the semi-final round. I will hand it over back to Dr. Vamshi.
Oh, thank you, sir. It was a great learning experience for us also, sir, because we are attending the first time, and it's pleasure to go through the questions and the way you have organized, sir. So to the participants, we will be in touch with you shortly. Once we get the results, we will try to contact you, the finalists. So for the finalists, I'm making an announcement now itself. So we are planning to call top few teams to the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. There will be a round and the final 6 teams. So there will be a cutoff round there also. So, and then the final top 6 teams will be having the finals on the stage. So this is only for your information. So shall we close the session, sir?
Yeah, perhaps a few words from Dr. Ratna.
Ratna madam as well. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
no, that's okay. Actually, it was fun going through this again. And these quizzes are absolutely amazing. So, I mean, it stimulates not only the kids, but also us. So we always enjoy this. And I hope all the children enjoyed it and also learned few things. And also the way the quiz is conducted is something I always love. And I hope the kids loved it. And we are looking forward to an amazing quiz finals at Puttaparthi. So all the best to all the teams. And we hope, we look forward to meeting all of you there. Thank you, Mr. Venki. I mean, I can call you, suppose, and Dr. Vamshi and Vijay. We had a great time.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I think with that we can close it. Thank you, participants. Thank you, everyone, for supporting us.
So we'll just end with a small prayer.
Small prayer.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yes, sir.